Welcome back. Today I'm going to show you guys some cool stuff that I got for the Miata, and I'll also show you a little upgrade that I got for it as well. First off, I'll show you guys a sneak preview of the paint. So it's a Subaru 3-layer pearl that I've done a custom little sparkle in. It already had a sparkle, but this one here just makes it a bit brighter and a bit more sparkly. So I'll show you guys the color card later, but this thing's gonna look fucking awesome with this on. Alright, so I got some small things here, you know, a new shift boot, there's a handbrake boot in there. I've got some NB calipers for the rear, so I can run dual calipers. I got the tombstone because mine's missing all the interior. I got new flush bonnet latches, a immobilizer and central locking system. I got Roadster and MX-5 seal covers. These are fucking pretty cool. That was in here, that's just some fuel hose in there. So that's another harness, because I got seats. I had to get a new handle because on this side it's broken. This is what the color looks like on the spray out card. If I get it under the light, you can see it's nice and sparkly and shit. Looks really good. And then just out here, it's like, you know, it's nice. It's, I wouldn't call it a blue as well. I'd call it like a teal. As you can see, there's like, it's difference between that blue. So this thing's gonna look fucking mint when it's sprayed on the car. There's some shit under here as well that I got for it. There's a seat rail there, there's some cloth tape. I did actually get the car running for a bit as well, but I need another fuel tank because the fuel tank that's in there, the baffles have come loose, the spot welds. So now when it sucks fuel up, it just sucks the baffle up. And then I also got new floor mats as well, these nice JDM checkered floor mats designed for the Miata. So there's like no fucking universal shit, which is nice. And then over here I have the main event, a M62 supercharger. So this is off a Mercedes, and I've done the research. Apparently you can get a kit to get this mounted to the 1.8 litre, which is sitting on the corner there. So I'm going to quickly take this apart and check the condition of the bearing, because the actual rotors aren't spinning themselves, but the pulley spins. So the cool thing about this thing as well is this plug here, right? Basically, if I want boost, I can flick a switch, turns on the supercharger. There's a little electromagnetic clutch in here that turns on the supercharger. If I don't want boost, turn it off, keep it NA, and then I can have like nice fuel economy and shit. So that is gonna get melded to that somehow. And I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm gonna fucking figure it out anyways, and it's gonna be fucking awesome. Okay, so current situation is I've got the supercharger apart, and I've got it to this point here, and that's the piece that isn't spinning there. So both of those two things there aren't spinning, which is your rotors. Apparently you can just hit them out from the back, I think, and then replace the bearings in them. I'm just double checking a video now just to see what I gotta do. But yeah, I got the front casing off, I got the pulleys off. It's got brand new bearings and shit in it as well. So I'm hoping it's just simple and easy fix. If not, then I'll figure something else out. But yeah, that's what I've got for now. Okay, so this current situation is these rotors are pretty much fucked. Like, I have no idea what the fuck is done to it, man, but holy shit, like it is eaten. So I'm gonna hopefully try and figure something out with him. He seemed like a nice bloke. We'll see, I don't know, he might just fucking try and fuck me over, but we'll see. If not, I'll have to get another rotor. The casing's not too bad, but it is like pretty fucking dug out in there as well. So that is very unfortunate, but hopefully he can help me out here and do something. Alright, welcome back. It's the next day. I'll show you guys the verdict I've come to with the supercharger. So I've got it boxed up. I'm going to try and sell it again because the guy doesn't want to give me a refund. Lesson learnt. Always be careful on Marketplace, even if it's local. So hopefully I can sell that for like cheap, maybe like 200 bucks or something. Then I can get some of that money back. But I have ordered another one, and I've ordered it from eBay this time, so I have money back guarantee if anything does go wrong. And then have a look at this. I've got my new shift knob and the new shift boot. It's just sitting there right now. I've got it sitting on a socket so you can see. But I think it's going to look really good. The only thing is, I'm not too sure how to feel about the blue. I feel like maybe black or even white maybe could have been cool. But for now, I got the blue with the blue. And then also to match it, I've got the blue shifter boot and then also some blue floor mats as well. So this kind of matches more towards the floor mats, whereas this will match more towards the body. Yeah, very soon I'm going to start doing the repairs on the hard top. Probably strip the rest of the body to get it prepped and ready for paint. Fix like this rust here, so I put some rust converter on that. Yeah, I'm super keen, super excited. I might start pulling the engine out as well. I wanted to go for a couple little more spins in it, but it's just not worth it. It's on its way out. There's still a lot of stuff that I'm waiting for as well that hasn't come in yet. Like the shell, for example, which I desperately need. I'm just waiting on the wrecking yard to tell me when it's all ready to be picked up. But yeah, hopefully in the next couple days or next week, I'll start doing a bit more big work to it. Welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing some more work on the Miata, and then I'm going to show you guys some parts that I got for it as well. Alright, as you can see, the workshop is so much cleaner as well. It's a lot nicer to be in. Got a bar rack over here now as well. So I got the Subaru bars on there, got the Miata bar, even though that's getting chucked out. Adrian's bars are up there for this car here. So yeah, I think overall it's been a pretty successful move in. But that's not what I wanted to show you guys. What I wanted to show you is in my car. So first off, we've got brand new speakers for the Miata, 6.5-inch components, tweeters, crossover, more than enough for the front. Now, I don't know if I've mentioned on this channel before, but I really love subwoofers and I really love my audio in my cars. As you can see by the head unit, I got components in here, tweeters. As you can see, big audio fan. These are two 12-inch 450 watt RMS subwoofers. They pump out a lot of bass and they're being driven by 1 amp over here, which is insane. So yeah, these are my main subs in my main car. So in the Miata, I'm going to be putting a little 8-inch under the seat subwoofer. Should be more than enough for a car that size. Just something like this needs something a bit, you know, a bit more oomph. But that still isn't what I wanted to show you guys. What I wanted to show you is this. Now, you might know what these are, judging by the little picture and the model, but I'll wait until I pull them out and then I'll show you guys properly. So, these are Japan Racing JR31s. They basically look exactly the same as SSR Mark IIIs, but at a fraction of the cost. So they are reps. Obviously I'm not going to be driving around with $3,000 wheels because that's just ridiculous. So I ended up getting these instead. They're 4x100 PCD. They're a 15-inch wheel. Perfect for the Miata. So I might just whack them on there and see what they look like, and then try and figure out what kind of tyres I want to put on them. I also want to start fixing the hard top today. So the plan is just to get a bit of metal, put it in here, just let it like glue it so it stays there, and then fiberglass fill over it, and then hopefully that'll be looking like brand new. Alright, you can kind of see the vision here, but honestly I have no idea how to get it jacked up and under load, so I'm just going to quickly look that up. I reckon I might need to put a block under the control arm, but now I should be able to measure from center of here to the flare up here. Now there are going to be over fenders on this, so it is going to sit out like quite a bit further. So I should be able to get a nice tucked look as well. But this will give me just a rough baseline for what I can do for now. Okay, I think this gives a bit of a better idea of how fitment's going to be once I have that 40mm. So 40mm will probably be about that much. Grab the measuring tape in a second just to check, but that's already looking pretty good. Like, I'm pretty happy with that. So as you can see here, that's basically 40mm. And there's a lot of tucking that can be done once I get the over fender. So this will sit real nice up in the guards. And then now I can probably check how much I want these to be. So from there to there's 105. This one I think is 55. So you'll be, yeah, this is 55, so 55 here and 55 there, so maybe 45s for the actual height of the tire. I think it's the right term for it. Get a nice tucked, probably, yeah, 45 I reckon, because then that'll give just enough clearance. Yeah, so 103. 45, 45, 90. So we'll have a bit more clearance there as well. Can obviously raise it a bit, but I think where it is now is kind of nice. It is a bit too low, but I'll raise it up like maybe. So maybe I'll do 50, because then I can raise it up by like 5-6mm. And then the width is going to be the interesting one, because these are pretty long wheels. Yeah, they max out my calipers here. Might be able to get a stretched fit of like maybe 185. Could be the play, because these are 205. Yeah, these are 205 55s, but they're also a bigger wheel, so it's hard to kind of like gauge the look of it. So I'm thinking maybe 195/50 could be the way to go. Because from here to here is 155. Gotta do a bit more thinking, I reckon. Alright, so I'm just gonna sand this so it's a bit smoother, not jagged. Also gotta heat it up so I can pull this part out here and let it stay in its spot. And also gotta remove the rubber channel here, the metal channel, because it's all bent and shit. So hopefully I'll be able to fix it. If not, I think you can get them pretty cheap, like maybe 50 bucks. So worst case I'll do that, but I'll try and fix it first. Okay, I kind of got something that'll work here. So it's just a bit of scrap metal that I've just bent into the kind of rough shape that it needs to be. And I've already test fit this. It'll sit all right. It obviously won't be perfect, but it'll be pretty spot on. I don't think anyone's going to be coming over here and just going, oh, that's wrong, you know, so I'm not too worried about that. Now just got to figure out how to get this all nicely mounted in here. I'm thinking of just getting a bit of glue, super glue, and just going along the here. Because what I've done is, I'll pull it out and show you guys. What I've done is made this little channel. So the piece of scrap will hook into this lip here. And then that is what will give it structural stability, hopefully. So just going to quickly hit this with some black as well, just because I don't want this to rust inside there. Okay, so this is what I've got. You can see the bead of super glue in there. And then, yeah, here you can see now, it gives a nice base just for the the fiberglass bog to stick to. I've also done a bit of crimping down here as well using the locking pliers. So now that's a little bit better as well. So overall, it's not too bad. Not bad at all. Alright, as you can see, just taped around here, taped around the window there. I also took out the weather channel, so it's just sitting down there. I'm going to try and fix it when the bog is drying. There's a little bit of damage here that I've got to fix as well, and I'm probably going to go around and have a look if there's any more spots. So I did notice there's some like here, and then all along this side here, there's all these little damage spots. But these might just be able to be sanded out, which won't be too bad. But this definitely here needs a bit of repair. Or even then I might be able to just sand that and just do a little bit of filling. Yes, that's what I'll do. I'll just do a little light sand and then just do a small fill. But here I'm gonna have to recreate this whole section here. So I'm probably just gonna pile it on and then I could just shape it with a block. As you can see, the bog is mostly dry, so I'm just going to hit it with a 180 grit on a block, and then I'm going to get all in here as well because I didn't get a chance to do that. Alright, so I put a second layer on now. I'm just going to keep layering and layering until I get kind of a flush surface, and then I'll sand it all down. So while I'm waiting for this to dry, I'm going to go work on my side skirts over there for my Subaru. I just need to sand them back in a little 400, and then I might be able to paint them as well. So these are the side skirts here. They came off a WRX that I wrecked. So this side is done, as you can see, but this one I still need to do. I'm just going to sand them by hand as well. It's just a bit easier. Make sure I don't cut through the primer or anything. But this is going to be my first time trying to paint a 3-layer pearl, because my red Subi over there is a 3-layer pearl. So once I sand this, I'll double check on that fiberglass bog, see if it's dry. If it's dry, I'll put on another coat. If it's not, then I'll start to mask up this trestle here, and then I'll try and paint the side skirts. Okay, so here's the progress on the fiberglass so far. I reckon that's almost dry as well. So this is probably ready for another coat soon. I might give it a light sand as well, just kind of start shaping it and then put a bit more over, just like a skim. So that's pretty exciting. So I'm actually ready to start painting my side skirts here. So I'll show you guys what I mean by a 3-layer pearl. So with paints, you can either have something like this, which is a base and then you clear over it, which has a metallic in it. Or you can have something like this, which is a 3-layer pearl. So this is your base with your metallic, and then this is your effect. Best way I can show that is by looking at this. So this is the base for my Subaru. You can see it's all nice and sparkly and all that. And then if you have a look at the effect, it doesn't look like much, but it's got a bit more sparkle in it, and then it shines differently in different lights. So is there an advantage over having a 3-layer pearl versus just a normal base and clear? No, there is no advantage whatsoever. In fact, it's actually harder to paint, but it does look really cool if done right. Especially for reds, since metallic reds tend to be darker than your average red. So if you do a 3-layer pearl, you can have a nice bright red and also have that metallic in it. There's also solids, which I don't have one here to show you, but it's just base and clear mixed together in one paint. So usually rattle cans have them, like stuff like that. So if you have like a gloss black rattle can, that usually is base and clear because it's got the clear coat in it already. So I'll probably need to mix this up a little bit again. I think I've got enough clear in it, and I'm probably just gonna dump most of it into my gun and then just fucking lay it on there, see how we go. what it looks like with the 3-layer. As you can see, it just pops a lot more. It's gonna look really good with clear. Let's see if I can get it. So yeah, all that's left to do with this now is just to clear coat it. This is almost done as well. I've put on a heavier, thicker coat. So apparently I should put some bog over this, but I think I can get away with just priming over it and it'll be alright. I've done it before and it's been okay. So just have to sand this to shape now. There seems to be a little bit of a low spot there, but I reckon I can just kind of shape it and it should be okay. Okay, so this is how these side skirts turned out. I think they look pretty nice. For a first time trying to paint a 3-layer pearl, not bad. Obviously there's a shit ton of stuff in the paint, just like dust and all that that's kicked up from the outside. Not much I can do about that, but it's going on a daily driver anyways. It's probably going to get fucking hit at some point again. And then over here, as you can see, I've almost finished the bog work. It's just a little bit low here, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to skim this with body filler, just bog just without the fibers in it. So just be stock standard bog, body filler, fucking whatever you want to call it. Just skim it, maybe a bit extra here, and then I'll keep going with that in 180 with a block, get it nice and level, and then I can just hit it with a primer, and then that'll be fucking all good as well. So yeah, I'll leave it there for today and I'll be back at it again probably tomorrow. Welcome back. It's a new day and I just wanted to show you guys a couple new things that I got. So first of all, the side skirts are done, they've been cleared and I've put them on the car. Really happy with how they turned out. So they might just need a little bit of a polish, but overall it's pretty nice. And over on this side as well, the rest of the car I reckon needs a polish because now that is a little bit brighter than that, just because this is a bit older. So yeah. Then I also got some new goodies for the Miata. I have an intercooler in there, it's pretty sweet. I have a short throw shifter in here. I have one of these, which I'll explain a bit more in a second, but if you know what this is, then you know what I'm about to show you guys. So this is an Eaton M62 supercharger. This one came from Mercedes, specifically a compressor. And I think the years that these came out in were like 2000 and something to like 2004. So the cool thing about these ones is that if I spin just about here, nothing happens, right? If I run voltage through here, this little puck goes shoop onto the pulley and then all of it moves. So I have checked it out and the rotor pack is definitely still good, because I did buy one of these and it did turn out the rotor pack was fucked, so it is what it is, but I have this one now, so it's okay. So this thing here is kind of like a blow off valve for the supercharger. It's got a little mini throttle body in there, and then that's like the blow off valve there. So it just helps you know, not ruin your supercharger. And currently I haven't done any extra work yet to the hardtop. I'm going to plan to just skim some bog all the way down here and then get it all nicely shaped up. And I'm going to try and shape this up a bit better as well, and then I can start working on the inside here too. So for now I'm just going to try and get the short throw shifter installed just to see if it works. So this is the old one here. For some reason this ball, the shifter ball, will not come off. So I'm thinking of just cutting it along the base here with the angle grinder, and then that way I can get everything else off safely. Alright, so I got the short throw installed. It's actually like really nice. Like I'm pretty surprised with the quality on it for like a $60 eBay short throw. But I don't know how I feel about the shift knob, the color. Maybe black could have been the way to go, but we'll see. Maybe if I don't like it, I'll get another one and just put it on there. But for now, it looks pretty good. And you got that nice sparkle on there as well. It's kind of hard to see, but yeah, you got that nice sparkle on there. So yeah, it wasn't too hard to get in. I did have to watch a YouTube video to figure out how to do it properly, but once I watched the video, it was pretty self-explanatory. So yeah, it's a new day, and today I'm gonna go pick up a Miata shell. But first, I have to go pick up a trailer. All right, as you can see, we got the car here, but I have no fucking clue how I'm gonna get it in the actual workshop. So I think what I'm gonna try and do is I'm gonna try and just pick it up with a forklift. If not, I might have to do all the work on it now and then just take it to the scrap like immediately, because I really have no fucking idea otherwise. And also, these came with it, which is fucking nice. So yeah, I'm gonna go try and fucking get this thing off. Okay, so I've got the car at the workshop right now, but I have no way to get it off the trailer. So what I'm doing right now is I'm going to go pick up some longer forklift tines, so I'll be able to just either scoop it up from the pallet or just scoop it up from the roof or something. Alright, so as you can see, I got the massive tines on, so hopefully that should just be able to scoop all the way under. I will have to bring it out a bit, but for now this should be alright. What I might do first is I might lift it up from the roof, rotate the pallet so that I can lower it down. Oh, no, I'll pick it up from the front. I reckon that's the way to go. So this is what I've had to do to get the poor thing off the fucking trailer. This is so fucking sketch, man. Like, holy fuck. Luckily, I do have the pallet underneath, but holy shit, that was fucking sketchy as fuck, man. I was shitting myself. I was fucking contemplating coming in with this and putting it down there. I'm like, nah, there's no fucking way. So I've got it on the pallet now. I'll try and center it a bit, and then I'll just, you know, scoop it up from the bottom, and then hopefully fucking bring it over there somehow, figure it out. Okay, so I did manage to get the car in a pretty good spot. The only thing is this pallet kind of sticks out, but doesn't stick out like too far. Like, it's kind of in line with the saw, so it's not too bad. But yeah, now I fucking got the car here, I can go take the trailer back and then start fucking taking out the dash and shit. And as you can see, I did have to sacrifice the soft top, but I was never gonna fucking use it anyway. So yeah, luckily that one latch there still works and it was still there. So yeah, fucking oath, man. Okay, I was gonna end it there for today and work on it a bit more tomorrow, but I just picked up a couple packages and I've already trial fitted them to the car. And holy shit, it makes a world of a difference. It looks so nice. So to start off with, the D-Max style bonnet, when this thing is actually properly put on, it's gonna look fucking awesome. I can already tell. There's a similar one on my A86 that's built into it, but this one here, I will need to cut out the bonnet and then just fiberglass it on. And then the second thing, or second A, front wide fender flares. So these give me, I think, a plus 20 clearance. Best way to see is here. So the old guard is just where my finger is, and then that's where the new one comes out. So it's about this much. It's probably about 20 mil. And yeah, these are newer fender flares. They look fucking sick. And I'm gonna sand them and paint them anyways, but the fact that they came in white looks fucking awesome, because if we go to the back here now, these ones are also newer, but they're 40mm. So here's the old guard, just under here, and it doesn't help that this is smashed in as well, but that's the old guard there. And from there to there, it's probably about 40, I'd say, as well. So yeah, these look fucking awesome, and they are so wide as well. Like when these wheels are on that, it's gonna look fucking mint. Okay, that's with a plus 20 spacer as well, and it still doesn't come out as far as it needs to, and it can go lower as well, which is fucking awesome. So because these guards are all smashed up under here, I might actually just cut out some like big chunks here to give more room for the wheels. And you know, you're not going to know the difference. Hopefully the tail lights still line up. I think they will, but this doesn't really give me a lot of hope. Last time I did have tail lights in here though, they were okay. They were just a bit folded. So worst case, I can just cut off the old quarter from the other shell and just weld it on this one if I really wanted to, but I don't think that's going to be necessary. I think I can just leave it like this and it's going to look fucking awesome anyways. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there for today, and then I'll come back tomorrow and do some more work to it. Alright, welcome back. There's definitely been a lot of ups and downs since I've done a video, so I'll show you guys where I'm currently at with everything right now. So first of all, car's in the air. That is because I needed to take the rear axles and hubs out, and I'm also getting the engine ready to be pulled out. So I've got almost everything disconnected. I just need to disconnect the bell housing bolts, and then should just be able to come right out. Also, I have test fitted the seat, and it looks really promising. I've also started fitting, just test fitting to see if these seat belts will fit, and they do, so that's very good. Got the other seat just sitting in there, not bolted in yet, but will be soon. This is probably the most exciting thing that's come in for it, in my opinion. These are Lamborghini style door hinges for the Miata. So one thing that I really didn't like was when I had the hardtop on, getting in and out of the car, these side intrusion bars here made it almost impossible to get in and out. And then pair that with like trying to swing your leg out over the door and all that. Now, even if you open this up, you got like a fair bit of room, but it's so low to the ground that it's almost like you struggle so hard to get out. And if it's on a trailer and the hardtop's on, these doors, they're not going to be able to fucking open. It's going to be impossible. So with the Lambo door hinges, come out like this and then just shoot, which will look fucking awesome. So I might try and take the door hinges and the door off now, just to see what I'm getting into. These doors also need to be repaired, so I can kind of have a look at that as well. But yeah, I'm gonna maybe have a crack at that right now. So I finally got the correct hubs and bearings to fit into these knuckles. Now, if you live in Australia, do not buy the hubs from anyone in Australia, because they will be 100% wrong. I had to get these on Amazon, and they came from the US. Now, the reason I say that, and I'll show you, is for some reason the hubs in Australia do not have the spline. They have a bearing already pressed into the hub, so it looks like maybe a front hub. So yeah, just avoid buying the hubs from like any Australian companies, because they'll be wrong 100% of the time. Now, as you can see here, this is how much I paid for each of the hubs. So don't go buying second-hand hubs, because some guy wanted, I think, $300 for a pair of second-hand hubs when I got these brand new for $50 each. So yeah, just go on Amazon and get them, guys. Like, it's a no-brainer. Now, also, the rear wheel hubs from a 1994 Mazda 323, the all-wheel drive version, they will also fit as well, since Mazda likes to share parts with our other cars. So if you can't find anything for the MX-5 or the Miata, then you can find it still for the 323, but it has to be the all-wheel drive version. And then these are the bearings I got. I got them from eBay because I couldn't find them anywhere else. I wanted to get NSK, but I couldn't find any NSK bearings for a decent price, so I ended up just getting these. They're still a decent set of bearings and they'll do the job fine.
So I do have the press over here, so I am going to have a crack at doing the bearings myself. And yeah, I think it'll be pretty simple. Right, as you can see, I've pressed the bearing in using my press, not a hammer, because I like my things nice. And yeah, as you can see, it spins, it works. There was a little bit of like just like powder coating, like excess just in the actual cavity here, which got pushed out, which was good. So this bearing's all done. I just have to put in the snap ring and the rear seal. So yeah, it's time for the next knuckle. Alright, so I got the new second-hand rear axles in. So now I'm going to make sure they fit onto the hubs before I put the hubs into the knuckles. Also, I'm currently draining out the fuel tank using the jiggle siphon, and I'll show you what I pulled out of the tank. This thing here, so I don't know how important it is, but I think I might be able to run without it, so I'm just going to leave it out, and then yeah, replace all these with 85 lines later on, and then we should be all good. Alright, so big YouTube reveal. Definitely didn't check to see if they tested before, so let's check to see if they fit for the first time. And would you look at that, they slide straight on. So yes, you can use Mazda 323 rear wheel hubs as long as it's from the all-wheel drive version. And this is how easy the things are meant to slip off. So as you can see, that other hub, which I think I've chucked in the bin now, is an outlier because yeah, they're just meant to come off as easy as that. So time to press these hubs into the knuckles and then maybe chuck these back in the car. And yeah, I got these from miataparts.co.nz. As you can tell, they are a New Zealand based company, and they've had a lot of the parts that I've needed to fix up the car, so wish they could do a sponsor so I get free stuff, but it is what it is. So check them out, they do pretty good stuff. Alright, due to my inexperience, I made a big mistake when I pressed this hub in, but I managed to save it. So when I was pressing it in, I heard something go click, and then I looked underneath, and this inner bearing seal here had come off. Not fully off, it just popped off. So I was like, fuck. So I went back to the press, put a socket here, tried to press this back in, realized it was a little bit wobbly, and when I was pressing it back in, I somehow managed to press out the studs. So the studs weren't making it turn because they were getting caught on the knuckle. It's like, shit, what do I do? So I got a socket here, and then I got a socket here. I tapped the hub out a little bit so I can get these out. Then once I got these sitting in, I went back to the press, put a socket here, put a socket here, and then pressed it together. And now, no wobble, and it spins freely. So I'm going to do the same thing on this one, but now that I know what I'm actually doing, I'll support the bearing from the back and the front. So this is the press I have here. As you can see, it's not like the best press. It's only a 6-ton press. So it's not that big, but it gets the job done for this stuff. This whole thing is by no means a tutorial video. So there's thousands upon thousands of videos out there which will be way more in depth, way higher quality, and just tell you how to do it properly. So make sure to go watch all those before doing anything like this, because you don't want to make the same mistake I did and then potentially fuck something up. So yeah. So as you can see here, I've got everything nicely set up. I've got my socket there supporting the hub. I've got the back of the bearing being supported by this socket. So now I should be all good just to pump it in. And as you can see, it's as easy as just pumping it in there. And then once I start to feel a little bit of tension, that's when I stop. So about there, that's when I start feeling this be harder to push. So that should be in there now, and we can confirm. Loosening that, watching everything fall over, putting it down, and then look at that. Absolutely perfect. All I need to do now is put on the rear bearing seal for both of the hubs, and then these puppies will be ready to go back into the car. I do have the second set of calipers as well ready for these. So what was originally a very painful experience doing this has turned out to be way easier than I thought, because I bought the right tools. So yeah, make sure you've got the right tools, because if you don't, you're going to be fucking smacking yourself in the head with hammers. So I have both knuckles on with the axles in, and everything spins nicely. This was definitely one of the hardest things I've done, just because I didn't have the right tools, and rust makes everything a lot worse. So 0 out of 10 do not recommend, unless you're wanting to do your dual caliper setup, or you need to change your wheel bearing. So probably going to leave it there for today. It is getting a little bit late, so I probably should head home soon. So yeah, maybe I'll try and jiggle siphon the rest of the fuel out and then I'll go home. So yeah, I'll leave it there.
Alright, it's been about a week since I've done any recording because I've been sick, but I'm back, and I believe the engine is about ready to be taken out now. So I've just unbolted the starter motor. It's just sitting there, so it's not fully out, but it is unbolted. All the bell housing bolts are disconnected. All I've got to do now is just hold the engine up and then just take out the bolts for the engine brackets and the engine mounts. So I had these 3 bolts on the back where the starter motor was, and I ended up having to use the Milwaukee just because the power of the Ryobi is just absolutely abysmal. So luckily we've got this, and that made getting those bolts out easy. But if I didn't have that, it would have been a fucking pain in the ass. Breaker bars wouldn't fit, the normal ratchets wouldn't fit. That obviously wasn't too powerful, so that didn't work. But I got it off in the end, and it's just sitting in there right on the side there. It's kind of hard to see. It's sitting about right there. So now I believe all I need to do is get my purple straps, strap them around, get the forklift, bring it around here, hook it up, slightly pull it up, then disconnect the engine mounts, and then I should be able to just pull it free. Or as you can see, I've got the strap looped around here, tied up there. It ain't coming out here, it's too thick. Then I've also got the backup strap here. Shit, maybe it might come out, eh? Might just tie that as well quickly, just in case. But yeah, this will essentially be the setup here. Then I'll use the forklift just to tilt it back and then pull it out. Alright, I think I may have gotten it. We're about to find out. Alright, looks like I'm almost there. Very close. There just seems to be like a couple of these wiring looms just still clipped on. Just have to unclip. And then on the other side, the exhaust is just being a little pain in the ass. So I might have to unbolt the headers from underneath and then pull the headers off, like out. But other than that, I think everything else is just good to come out, which is extremely exciting. Yeah, look at that. Oh, okay. There's nothing attached to these. That's old fuel. So it's just, I think this and the exhaust, and then it's all good to come out. Sweet. In the bin. And I don't think anything else is holding onto that. That's the old oil sensor wire. Ooh, this might be connected still here. Okay. Alright, I believe it's time to try to go all the way again. So, it's going to triple check to see if it'll get in the way of the exhaust, and if it doesn't, then I'll just pull it straight out. Right, I reckon I can pull it out, so I'm going to give it a go. I think that'll just make it out. I can raise it a little bit higher. I call that a great success. Not bad. Not bad at all, if I do say so myself. Didn't even damage this. Crazy. Sweet. Alright. I am going to leave it there. I think this video is already getting a bit too long as it is. So hopefully in the next episode, we will be tackling any of this. So this is the little roadmap that I've written out for it. So next up, I should remove all the panels, like the doors, the boot lid, all that shit. And then all the necessary stuff for paint, like in the engine bay. And then remove that old metal in the engine bay. So I'm probably going to do that in the next video. So yeah, everything is progressing nicely, which is very good for me to see. So I'll put this motor on my engine stand that's just tucked underneath the car there. And then I can start doing all that other stuff on the list. So if you want to see more, sorry, but you have to wait because it does take a lot of time. But if you do want to see more, just come back every now and again, have a look and see if I've uploaded a new video. So yeah, thanks for watching.